Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 205 of the ROC Solid Wrestling Talk Podcast.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, baby! We got Chico Libre down here on the call. We got Kenny Cornette, the champ, down on the end.
Yes, Kenny Cornette, one of the baddest motherfuckers of all time. Matter of fact, hold my drink, bitch.
Oh! This is right up my alley, you know, because I'm butt freaking nasty, baby. Y'all know this time. I ain't gonna tell y'all that. Y'all don't even know me. But in which case, we have so much, a jam-packed episode for you guys today. Absolutely jam-packed. One thing we do want to start off with, as you guys know, we are from Rochester, New York. The home of Brody. Ooh, I choked myself right there. That's there. What? So, we are from the home of Brody Lee, and today, as we are recording, we did. This is when we found out last year about his tragic passing, and that's gonna lead us. That's gonna be our question of the week this week. Is what did Brody Lee mean to not only us, but the whole Rochester, New York wrestling scene, like the indie scene, all that stuff, and if you would ever see Buck Nasty cry, I did cry. I was very, very upset. He was a good man, he really was, and right before I got into the indies and stuff like that is when he was banging, and then he went to WWE, and I kind of, I didn't. I knew of him because everybody spoke so fondly of him. Here, UPW, 2CW. He's been 2CW heavyweight champion a bunch of times, and he's just all around great guy. And his pride for Rochester, like you'd be when WWE would come here, you would see him out. Him and Bray Wyatt, they're just like out at like Target and just like kicking it. And just it's cool. Like he's not one of those celebrities that is like, oh well, I'm not gonna do that. No, he was completely personable. We loved him here. We really, really loved him. We still do. I'm talking like it's over, but we
not that ever ends.
Right. The love just continues to grow at all times, and it sucks to have to look back on or whatever. I remember I was right here in this room when I found out, and I was like, I was shocked. I was completely shocked. AEW did a great job keeping it under wraps and stuff like that. And honestly, that's how we got CM Punk, because he said that's what did it in for him to say, okay, AEW, that's where I want to be. Is their secrecy and the way they handled it and stuff like that. It didn't leak. It didn't get out. None of that. And I guess that's part of the reason why it shocked me so hard. But, I mean, give or take, it's Brody Lee. Like, come on. Like, I didn't even know anything was wrong with him. I thought he was just off TV because his last match was with Cody. What was it, the dog collar match?
Yeah. I thought he was just, like, taking some time off. Just from, like, any injuries that would have came from that. And
right.
Or storyline purposes.
Yeah, and then he would come back and start a new program with. And from what I read about recently, looks like there was going to be like a Hangman Brody Lee angle. I have a theory that I think Hangman was going to save the rest of the Dark Order for Brody's clutches and being treated like shit. That's why you always saw like being the elite skits with him like in a comedic way, but he was treating them like shit and throwing the papers in their face.
Yeah. Papers. Yeah. You fall down for soup.
But whereas with Dynamite, that would translate to like he's the leader of this cult. Mm-hmm. He has all of them in their clutches, and they're too beaten down to do anything about it. And Hangman would have been the one to like fight for them and save them.
Yeah, and then everybody, for some reason, everybody did want like either Rowan or himself to take over the Dark Order, but do we think it needs any taking over at this point?
Nope.
Yeah, at this point, they've already tried the serious dark thing, even though it had like a lot of weird like
The human throne.
Yeah, that and a lot of suspect vibes. Let's keep it 100. So yeah, I think they tried that, and I think they know that it just wasn't popping.
No.
So they've really embraced like the comedy stuff that they've done on Being the Elite, and they've translated that to TV more, which is cool because it is a good tribute to Brody Lee in that sense. And that, dude, those Being the Elite skits were so funny.
Yeah, they were.
Like he got papers over. Like I remember the tribute show with Hangman, was it Hangman, John Silver, and Reynolds against Santana Ortiz, MJF, where they started out, they threw the papers right in their faces, and I love that there was a paper emoji, so I was able to put that in our chat.
Yes,
like
sir.
I put 5 of them in there. Like
Good stuff.
That's how over it was.
Yeah. Before we move on to anywhere else, Kenny, I wanted to get your thought on that because you did say no, that the Dark Order did not need any other leadership besides Brody Lee after the fact. Why do you think that is?
Because nobody should be able to take his spot. I mean, he already was putting it over himself, and trying to give it to somebody else is almost like trying to forget about him.
Yeah, and that it's almost like the Black Panther thing. After Boseman passed, and everybody's like, "Oh, don't recast him," or they're like, "He was so perfect in the role, don't recast him." Same thing with Brody. Like, you didn't need to recast him.
I mean, that's a separate issue in my opinion, but we can talk about that like, off camera.
Chico Libre on the call, baby. But I remember one specific moment or whatever, like when AEW came here over the summer. You guys can go and watch that episode. It's season 1, episode 5, our first Rock City series, where we go out and about and go to events and stuff like that. You watch that. It's on M3 TV right now, so go ahead and watch it. It was pretty Brody heavy. So if you need an example of what Rochester, thought of Brody Lee, their own son, if you will, look no further than that show because that was killer. It was.
You better just fucking louder than that.
Tony Khan went in on us, and not that he had to, because we were doing it before he even came out. But it's just.
It was
energy.
energy.
When we hit TV, it was that energy, and Tony, he really ramped it up for us, and it was just it was so good. Like and pretty much, I don't mind being the city that whenever AEW comes here, it's all about Brody. I have no problem with that.
Not at all.
Whatsoever. Like, we can get typecast as that. I have no problem. So that's Buck Nasty, but Buck Nasty is law. So
I got some expansion on that.
Yeah.
I think. Just going to Brody Lee and legacies in general, he will always represent someone who was willing to take a chance on himself.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because
I ended up there.
If he doesn't come to AEW and has the run that he has, his legacy would not be looked at as the same. And I know that we would always grieve regardless, just because he's our hometown guy.
Yeah.
But I don't. Imagine if he was just Luke Harper, what he was doing at the end of his E-run, just like
which was nothing that kept him off TV.
Having little dark matches to no matches, and that's all we had of him, and then he passed. His AEW run just meant so much because we got to see, like, first of all, he got to talk. And he was actually very good at promos and segments than we realized because he was given the ball to do it.
Yeah.
He always could talk. They just wanted him to talk in a stupid ass Southern accent, something he clearly said he didn't know how to do.
There's only one thing in WWE that I actually liked when he said was a Wyatt's promo. And for some reason, he got to talking, and it was like, you boys picked a beautiful hill to die on, and it was great. It was like, you reap what you sow.
Yeah.
You got so good.
Yeah.
It was like, why did you not capitalize on that? Like, what is wrong with y'all?
And like when he said with the feud with him, Wyatt, and Orton, that he was going to be the one to get over. And
He should have been in that
behind
match.
him.
He's the Amanda, I think,
And
said
they
that he was
didn't
supposed to be in
believe
the
him.
match.
And look what happened at the end of that. He
Mhm.
was the one that got over,
Yep.
and he didn't get utilized and put over.
It was something right in front of their faces, and they didn't take it.
Yeah, and for the record, I don't want to act like his E-run was total shit, because it wasn't. Like when the Wyatt family first came on the scene, he was a big part of that, and he did do a great job in that, even though there was like a lot of start and stop shit with that. But
He got that IC title belt for a minute. too.
Yeah, and the WrestleMania Tag Team Championship win.
yeah, I'll always recommend the Shield versus Wyatt family match at Elimination Chamber.
Mhm.
Like, they tore the house down in that match. But honestly though, like, in my eyes, his AEW run will always trump everything, because
Yeah.
he was just put over so heavily. And I know some people want to have selective amnesia. Cody put him over really heavily in his TNT title win.
My God, do you remember that? God,
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I had such a good time watching Dynamite, and it was during the pandemic, and just the dominant win.
Yeah, Cody
Got no offense whatsoever.
None, and then the beat down, the subsequent beat down the end, and then the title smashing over his head, and
the old title, he dumps the pieces all over him.
So good.
Yes.
Even Brandy got choked out. We love seeing Brandy get her comeuppance or whatever. It's not like she did anything. It's not like she did anything, but I mean, that's especially when Anna Jay was coming onto the scene, and like she was like superstar Anna Jay, and then she like joined Dark Order, and she was like being put over as like this killer or whatever. Brody picked her.
Yeah,
Something like that. It was like, oh, this is so good.
And that's another thing about the run, is that Brody was able to give so many of those Dark Order people the rub, and they're in a good positions in what they're doing because they were associated with him, and they'll always be remembered for that.
Yeah, Press Vance as well. So
yeah, Preston Vance, number 10,
he was
Anna Jay.
handpicked, right?
And granted, I mean, I'm sure John Silver himself would have got over at some point, but
they took him to a whole nother stratosphere.
But just the rub makes it that much better.
Yeah, the rub specifically, like when he, what was it the trunks or whatever? Not the trunks, the gear that he wore on the tribute show, that Brody gave him apparently. It was like, okay, yeah, this is cool. Like, and this will get him way over because Johnny Hungy, he's pretty good, obviously, but that whole being connected to Brody and stuff like that, like, it just works.
It gives them legitimacy,
Right. And even Colt Boom Boom Cabana,
Yeah. Oh yeah,
So,
him too. He gives him that much more legitimacy by being associated with Brody.
And then my only regret for him was that he couldn't debut here like he was supposed to.
Yeah.
In front
That
of people.
hurt.
We're always gonna be saying that.
Goddamn coronavirus. I swear, like that would have been.
You suck, 2020.
It would have been so perfect. Like, and not only that, the Matt Hardy thing, but we're talking about Brody right now. But we would have lost our minds that night collectively, just from the Brody thing. I watched his debut earlier again because they reposted it. My God, he took off that hood. I just felt it all over again.
We wouldn't even have heard anything he said in the promo, just because as soon as he took off the promo, we would have all went ape shit. And we would have went even more ape shit.
And we wouldn't have stopped.
When the lights came on, he appeared in the ring.
Oh man, and that follow through boot that he did, it was so good.
Yes,
so good. But in which case, we can sit here and talk about Brody all day long. Trust me,
it could be a whole episode. But we got other stuff.
Episode.
We do have other stuff to talk about.
So Brody Lee, we effing love you, man, and Amanda, Brody Jr.
Shout out to the Hubers as well.
We love you guys.
Such a nice lady.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Yep. And Brody Jr.'s awesome too. unfortunately, they got a picture with both of them when they came here, and very happy about that.
Yeah, I didn't get that, unfortunately, but it's okay.
So moving on here, switching gears. Vince McMahon is out of line again. Somebody wanna let me know what he said, because I'm just having a little bit of trouble, comprehending this. I just don't. Somebody let me know, please.
He basically, I think this was to Austin Theory, he admitted that he likes to fire people. Like, it was supposed to be a promo, but with all the releases going down, it was just like,
I like to.
Yeah, man, we know.
I like to fire people.
I like to fire people,
I get
pal.
better when I can fire people before the holidays, during the holiday season.
It gives me such a warm feeling down in my tum tum, like I just had a good meal.
Hold on 1 second. Oh,
Fire.
Yeah, that felt good. Oh, you're still here? Oh.
Firing people up. But in which case, I just see, this is the thing that WWE does to me, like where they see AEW, AEW will sometimes take a shot at not nudge, wink, wink to IWC, internet wrestling culture, stuff like that.
Poke the bear.
Yeah, they'll do that, but it'll be tasteful and stuff like that. And then WWE will try and do the same thing. It comes completely insane. Like Becky Lynch or whatever. I think it was she was complaining about how they wanted something different, and WWE gave them something different. In their view, different, and they still boo and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, why do you think that is, though? Why do you think that? Why do you think they boo, huh? You're not giving us anything fresh. You're just doing it differently. You're not even doing it differently. You're just putting other people in the same situations that you did before.
Recycling.
So, literally, recycling.
Rehash gimmicks.
Lazy booking.
Literally. And it's just and Cornette was the perfect person to say it, because it is lazy effing booking. You can't get away with that. They do get away with it. That's the problem. That's the biggest problem, is because the WWE universe will still suck the teeth.
Cosmo Kramer.
And it's just just do nothing, fall ass backwards into money, mooch food off your neighbors, and have sex without dating. That's what the universe is. The WWE universe is just like that. Yeah, Buck Nasty's a huge Seinfeld fan, so don't even, we'll get to that. But Vince was out of line. It was just, I'm pretty sure he wanted to break the fourth wall, and it was just
but you're taking something so personal to people and making a mockery out of it.
Especially with everything that happened this year. Are you kidding? Over 80 releases? 80! Tell me, come on, man. It's not even, it's not funny. It's just not funny. It's not edgy. It's not none of that. I'm pretty sure the WWE shills laughed it up, of course, and it was just, to everybody else in the wrestling world, it fell on deaf ears.
Let's do Damian Priest versus Keith Lee. Keith is gone.
Yeah.
Really? All right, well, let's do Seth Rollins versus... that person...
that was Keith Lee? The one you like on that big black guy? I didn't know that was Keith Lee. Oh, okay.
Well, nothing I can do.
Let's see, is Ricochet gone yet?
Yeah, threatening wrestlers' livelihoods, and then giving up on people before they even barely got a chance to do anything.
Barely got a chance to do anything, at all.
I don't know if we brought it up yet, but Nia Jax, for example, if she had to go home because of personal reasons, and to fix her mental health, and you fire her behind it. Yeah,
I could take it or leave it, because I didn't me personally. I didn't
mind her getting fired
as a wrestler. As a person, she's fine enough. I've seen her in different situations and stuff like that. She's fine enough. But as a wrestler, my whole really, I don't need that. Jesus, I don't want to. She can't really wrestle. Her name on a match or on a marquee It just doesn't scream big business to me. Nyla Rose is a better wrestling hand, than Nia Jax. And people compare them all the time. Nia Rose is a much better wrestler. Not gonna lie. She is. And that's just how I feel. But to each everybody's opinion. But I didn't really particularly feel a whole lot of, oh dang, I can't believe she's gone or whatever. Like, I kind of get that. Like that, but she's a product of WWE, which is why I didn't think she would be gone, but she is. And they let her go for no, like it was like them sending Punk his papers on his wedding day, that type of thing. Where if she's home on mental health issues and stuff like that, like that's not the time to do it. It really isn't. They could have put more time into her. They could have put more time into Braun Strowman, but they didn't do that either. He's homegrown.
That's a WCW move where they fire people who are injured.
Hear that, Bischoff? We haven't forgot what you did to Austin.
Not Bischoff, Bitchoff.
Bischoff.
Bitchoff.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh, God. But, yeah, bottom line, Vince was out of line. You know, that, and it's so tone deaf.
He just does it to spite himself and to get off.
Because he's a millionaire who should be a billionaire. You want to know why he's not? No, stop.
No, he's, well, actually, at this rate, he will be a billionaire again with all the money he's going to save.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he's not even going to have a roster by the next year.
Yeah, they weren't hurting. And it's not like they needed the extra cash. Vince was just like, give me the cash! It's just like, no, I don't, no! Yeah. Why would you do that? It's not fair. These are people's livelihoods, man. Like Zelina Vega and Malachi, or whatever. They fire Malachi. They let well, they okay. So what is it? They fire Zelina first, right? Yeah. And then Zelina got offered to come back, and she went back for her husband, and then they let him go. Like, I gotcha.
Right.
Like, why would you do that? Now she's stuck. Like, I felt like, oh, it's her own fault, but no, like you're stuck now. Like, it's not. Fuck. Nah, but it all evens out because even though she was getting jobbed out week after week, she eventually won the Queen's crown and she squashed a Rhea Ripley, a up and coming prospect, in like 60 seconds. Isn't she a tag team champion right now?
She got her win back this past week.
Oh,
but they also
like that matters.
Oh,
right.
They traded wins.
50-50,
Yeah,
yes.
that's what they do over there.
50-50 everything.
Yeah, that's what it's so. I think Tony Khan called attention to that at one point, where he's just like, we don't do rematch after rematch after rematch over here. Like, and when we do rematches, they actually mean something. Hence, Brian Danielson Hangman Part 2 that's happening in 2 weeks. So that's actually going to mean something. We're going to have a winner because they're putting extra stuff on it. Judges. So, which, kind of brings me to my next point. The AEW World Title picture. What do you guys see? Because the ranking system is a great thing. It really is. But then you think about it, and it's just like, okay, so only one person can be up here at a time. So, what do we do?
But look at that. Look at their world title compared to the other company's world title.
Yeah.
In AEW, everybody wants a shot at the world title.
Right.
Back in the E, you have people like Shawn Michaels, for example.
Yeah.
He'll come back and put over the younger talent, and
right.
He said that he doesn't need to be champion.
Okay.
AEW, you got people like Punk and Bryan. They don't need to, but they're bringing attention to it because they want to be champions before they leave.
Exactly.
So that just shows you how important that championship is.
And they're both gonna get it.
Yeah, they're gonna get it.
Yeah. If
Bryan's
gonna get it, they can get it. So.
But it shows that people want to be world champion. Even Punk, like I said, let me just get MJF out of the way, and then I can start going through.
It's that desire that's gonna drive it all.
People have drive to be champion.
Right.
Other companies don't have drive because the belts mean nothing.
Nothing at all, and they're just sitting on Roman Wayne.
Roman Wayne.
Roman wine, because that's all I do when he comes on the screen. I'm whining, I'm bitching, I'm moaning.
Change the channel, Marge.
As the boy Chico would say,
who gives a
Who gives a fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, that and the results or whatever. I wonder what the results are going to be.
Roman won again.
Again! He won again! Of course he did. Because, why not? And then, I saw a clip recently where he took 2 F5s or whatever. And so, it's not like Brock's going to win. So.
Because he's not.
He's not going to win.
But he's not, though. But you thought he was.
I don't know how, but who anywhere is going to. Well, I say this, and then there are people somewhere that actually just like, oh yeah, Brock's gonna win. Oh yeah, we did. Like, I look at some of my. See, sometimes I hate Facebook memories because it shows me.
Looking like a jackass.
Some of the dumbest crap. It's like when you look back at, like, if you kept a journal in high school or some crap like that, and you look back and you see how you used to speak and all that stuff. And me, I was, You
were shilling, low-key?
Yeah, exactly. I was #1 simp. So, like,
not there's anything wrong with that.
And it was just, not, of course not. But then I was. It was just like, it was one of those things where I don't want it. It's so cringy. And I'm looking back and, I used to talk to Mel a lot about WWE and in Facebook and stuff like that. And it's just like, it's showing me all these things and he's misspelling Orton and
Orton. Come on, man. You just crazy.
It's too bad he's not on our chat. Anymore, because I would love to screenshot his shit and send it to Wrestle Cringe.
Oh God, it all would be so perfect. Yeah, he needs to. We need to coax him back in. But by my memories or whatever, just all this stuff where he's talking about Orton and Ryback, this and how the one recently I saw was like, oh, PG era is about to be done. Just look at all the blood that happened on Raw tonight. And I fed into it, because I was there. The AEW didn't exist, nothing close to it, and that's all we had.
Ring of Honor was the number 2.
Yeah.
Low-key, I was watching that a little more than the.
Because we get it for free here on Fox, so at midnight.
Yeah, but it's weeks behind.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's pre-recorded. It was pre-recorded, but I did hear that they are booking some venues, so they might not be done yet.
Okay, yeah. Scrappy
but
coming back up.
But then again, when WCW was supposed to come back, they were supposed to have a pay-per-view to restart the company, and that never happened.
Oh boy, has that ever happened for anybody?
A wrestling company dying and then coming back.
And then, a pape to restart the company. That type of thing.
Well, NWA, but that took a while.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why I didn't think of that, but I'm too busy thinking of AEW stuff.
I wish I could still watch that.
You can. You just gotta pay.
For it.
Yeah, you just gotta pay for it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah, and
I like you. I just don't want to pay for you.
I have.
Yeah, and it's not the same feeling as when Power first debuted on YouTube. The show,
that was just fun. It got some hype, man.
The show is very different. Not that it's bad. It's just different, and it kind of takes away from the excitement I would get from watching NWA every Tuesday.
I mean, I was very excited when people would pop on. Eddie Kingston would come out and do his promos.
Yeah, Ricky Starks.
Oh my God.
Stroke Daddy.
I was so I'm still such a huge fan of him, but he hasn't done really much of anything in AEW. I can't wait for that eventual Starks Hook match. You know what's gonna happen.
But see, you can have patience with people like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And Starks is still young, so he has nothing.
He has plenty of time.
And I was watching, Rampage last night because they had the Christmas special. So it was on Saturday. And just
I missed the Hook match.
Hook looks so good. I shared it in the chat the whole match. So watch it when you can. But
yeah, he
looked amazing. He's so young and
22,
full of potential, and it's just just his whole presentation. It's just perfect. Like the lighting,
the business is in his blood.
Yeah. Yep.
My only old school gripe was, standing right up after the power drive, whatever the hell move that guy did.
I liked it. I mean,
a few people had a problem with that.
Yeah,
I did read about that.
Yep. I put it in there I put it in the chat as like a bad take, but it's not. It depends on who you talk to, if it's a bad take or not. Because I mean, you can't sit there and be like, "Well, Sting does it." Like Sting is Sting.
Yeah.
He can get away with it, but
yes.
Hook.
This is only
Sting has always been like the other Undertaker.
Yeah. It popped the crowd though.
It did.
So it did its job.
That was like Leo Rush falling off the ladder through the tables, and then he just stood right up and did whatever he had to do.
Austin Aries and Impact.
Oh,
yeah, he just left after he lost the belt. He just,
God.
F you. I'm out of here.
Selfish. Morrison was pissed. I don't blame him. Like he was supposed to win. That's a big moment for him. It's gonna be it's gonna be a big moment for one of us a little later. Stick around for that. But in which case, I mean, AEW, they rarely miss, but then when they do miss, it doesn't seem like it's a huge.
Like a huge letdown.
Deal. Yeah, it's not a huge letdown. It's not a huge deal.
They can usually find some way to make it right.
And you know why it's not a huge deal for us? Because we trust them. And I was just explaining this to NFW owner Cody Jenny, and about how we can just we can trust that we're going somewhere with something. If we get a result that we don't like or something like that, they're going somewhere with it. Even if they didn't have a plan in place solidly, they will get to where they need to go. Case in point, Cody Rhodes. He won the TNT title last night. So
again,
yeah, for the third time, and it's got real Adam Cole Ring of Honor Championship vibes to it. Because he's the only 3-time. But you can feel people did not want Sami to lose that title, so you can feel that they are going to go somewhere with it. I personally, I want Cody to kind of lean away from. I don't know why America's Top Team's talking about Cody like that or whatever, but I don't want that. I want a hot feud with Sami. Very face Sami versus very heel Cody. That's what I want. Like, give me something hot like that. So, even if it's there that they're leading, that would be great. But I'm pretty sure anywhere they lead to, they're going to make the most out of it.
Yeah, that was my gripe too. I kind of wanted Sami to keep it because he's still hot into his run, and Cody losing to him will put him over even more. Cause that just seems like no offense, like a Triple H move. Where,
right.
Oh yeah.
But that's why it works so well as a heel thing. Because he knows what he's doing.
Well, at the same time though, like the whole Cody will he won't he turn thing is a big deal right now.
Yes, it is.
So
that's very true.
If you do end that Sami G title run, you do it with something like that. I think.
Well, as long as it's leading into something like that.
And that's what I'm saying. We can trust that it will. Yeah. We absolutely can. You can't say the same about WWE. Was it?
Oh no, he just moved on after that.
Did Happy Corbin get like skeeted on or some crap? Like, I saw a picture and it was like, okay, what happened?
I didn't see the match. It was some Christmas theme match. He got eggnog all over him.
Yeah, eggnog. Okay.
What's all this bukkake?
Oh no! That's not a good look. But
fix your face, Michael.
You look like you've been in the back of my shed. I'm out there most of the day. Oh man, I'd change that law if I could. I really would. But just trust that we're moving somewhere with the Cody Rhodes heel turn. It's gonna happen. People are like, well, we keep trying to swerve away from it. It's gonna happen.
The end of Dynamite alone, he was looking way too dastardly.
Oh God, yes.
In that last picture, so.
Yeah, and then the fact that they come out and they do like, the whole it's such a big time win, and the whole Nightmare family has come out and is congratulating Cody and what is it? What was his name? What's his face? I keep saying Cornette. Crockett. presenting him with the title. Like, stop. God damn it, Cody. Like, you got to do all this triumphant music. All like, it makes you hate him.
Yeah.
All signs of a heel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to play a part later. I think he's got to turn on all those guys.
Yeah. Do you think it's just narcissistic tendencies that he'll have as a heel or what? Because he did it very well in Japan. And that's what it was. It was all about him. Apparently, Bullet Club was fine. So
yeah, that's mainly why everybody wants it, because we've seen what he can do, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know what else was awesome? Was Kyle O'Reilly debuting. Unreal. Like, and a lot. This is the thing about AEW as well. You can call these moments, but instead of being predictable, it seems like we're in on it. Like, that's the thing. And even when it happens, and we call it spot on, it's still the most beautiful thing in the world.
And predictable doesn't always mean bad.
Exactly. At all. Not by any means. Case in point, CM Punk. We knew what we were there for. And pretty much everybody came in that arena, and everybody came up to Tony and was like, Tony, why are we here? Why is this such a big thing? And Tony's just, you know why you're here. You know why you're here. I ain't saying shit. You know why you're here now.
Hey, you better go take your fucking seat out.
Yeah.
Enjoy the show.
Yeah, that's why I always say that, like, the Punk thing was 90% confirmed.
Yeah. 90% only because we didn't have an official word. That's literally it. So, other than that, like, it's kind of like and it's almost like the crowd, like, he leads the crowd into, like, doing things, like the whole Hook thing, like, that started as a joke. It started as a joke, and then Hook got in the ring.
Yeah, because
we saw what he could do.
Because Hook was always just around.
Yeah. And everybody started joking because, for some reason or another, every AEW fan ever or wrestler is just like a massive Simpsons mark. Mm-hmm. So, which I'm exactly the same way. I ain't mad at that whatsoever. So, it's just it's one of those things where I thought I heard Bixby somewhere.
Yeah. It's
stupid Bixby.
I
hate Bixby.
Every so often, I don't say anything, but like somehow Bixby just likes to make themselves known.
Yeah, like, hi, I'm Bixby. Look at me.
Yeah, I didn't.
Look at me.
Shut up.
Look at you, man.
Google's the same way sometimes on here. Like,
sadly, he isn't me. But if he stopped using lady-centered search engines and switched to Google, he could smell like he's me. But
maybe it's just certain frequencies of the voice. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know if Siri does the same thing. I might have to switch to Apple.
You say Bixby enough times, he'll pop up.
No, but I don't even say like Bixby or Google. Like I'll give you an example real quick before we move on. I'll just be watching TV, and then all of a sudden, like, it'll want to pop up.
It's like the Microsoft Word paperclip. It looks like you're watching TV. Need some help? What kind of help you offering, Bixby? Because I'll take a certain kind of help. It's all right. You know me, Buck Nasty for a reason. But
why don't you take a hike?
But Kyle O'Reilly, man, like, how dope was it to just see that visual? Yeah. Like,
just the original Undisputed Era, now in AEW ring, which basically put the final nail in the coffin of the NXT. Black and Gold NXT.
And what's funny is because, and that's another thing, how AEW treats its audience. Again, Tony, you know why we're here, that type of thing, it applies here. Where it's just like, they're not going to censor something from the other company. It's one big wrestling universe. We know who they were. We know where they came from just recently. You don't need to block that out. We got an Undisputed chant. Know why? Because we love the Undisputed Era.
Tony
cool.
is the opposite of Scott Hall.
Yeah.
You know who I am. And you know why I'm here.
But you do know why I'm here.
Pretty much.
Big man and the medium-sized man. But it was just nice to see. And then That's something else we need to talk about because that just segues right into it. His debut. The Bucks. How they took that.
That's a surprise.
I couldn't have predicted that. Like, because I thought they were just going to be all one big unit. They could still be playing us, to be honest, and turn out to be one big unit. But how dope would it be to have Kenny Omega come back and just do Undisputed Era?
Kenny the Bucks versus Undisputed Era. Like.
God dang. I don't understand why I didn't think of that. I'm Buck Nasty. You know, you already know. Act like you know. But
I felt like he was going to lead with his guys, well, you know, his friends, Red Dragon, and lead the Bucks in the ring.
But then, until Kenny comes back, we might get, Bucks and Red Dragon or whatever. Cole just kind of there and messing around with them and stuff like that until Kenny comes back. But does Adam Cole go heel like that right away from the Bucks? Because they're heel right now, right?
Yeah.
They all are. Like,
but
because I mean, the Bucks were borderline face like at the end of Full Gear.
Yeah.
But I think that's gonna come into play later because Omega's gonna because apparently Omega in storyline hasn't watched the match back.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna watch it. He's gonna see them nodding their approval, and he's gonna be like, "Yo, what the fuck? Why didn't you stop this guy?"
No, he did that on BTE already. Yeah, right.
But then on the most recent episodes of Being the Elite, he didn't seem to mind
right,
not being the champion anymore. So I don't know where that's going yet. Mm-hmm. And then at some point, Cole's gonna reveal that he knows that they killed him on Being the Elite.
I love it. I really hope that they just stick to BTE canon because. That's another way to reward the fans.
And it's so clever how they go back and forth from Being the Elite to kayfabe, wrestling kayfabe.
Yes.
Without really fully acknowledging Being the Elite events themselves.
Right, exactly. It's canon, and
it's a little hard to explain. You really have to watch to see what I'm saying, but
I came across one of my friends, or they did something where BTE was canon or whatever for what they did on Dynamite, and they were like, "Wait a minute, I don't get this," and it was just like, "Go watch this," and then tell me if you get it. It's like, "Oh yeah, I get it now," and that's cool. Now they watch BTE regularly, so. It's okay, that's cool. Keep it like that.
Yeah, because Being the Elite is supposed to be this special look behind the scenes, but they do actual angles.
Yeah, that's what they call it
on the show, and they're somehow able to translate what happens, what's going on for the companies they're working for.
And sometimes they use that for dark storylines too, and stuff like that. So the Janela and Sonny Kiss, the Librarians, stuff like that. Because on BTE, they're doing something right now too. So,
hey, you can also go back to I think the Dynamite episode after Full Gear when Omega was leaving in the backstage skit.
Yeah,
and he was talking about taking time off, and Cole I can take over the group. I'm not talking anymore.
Yeah,
so that's what helped me convince that Cole was leaving with his friends.
Yeah, oh yeah, and it's little nuggets like that. That just
it takes didn't want me in the group anyway, so I left with my guys.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, because Kenny was kind of apprehensive or whatever, and when Adam Cole first came out, at the end of that show, it was just they were in each other's face. It was for a swerve, but I mean, that's what people wanted to see anyway. They know what people want to see. They're not going to give it to them right now. You need story continuity. You need time.
You need build up.
Yeah, exactly. Build up.
Not hot shotting.
Hot shot.
No hot shotting.
Don't hot shot Skeet all over Happy Corbin. I bet he's happy now.
Yeah, he was real happy.
I'm sure that got Vince off too.
It's probably all his. My
God, covered in liquid.
Yeah. If he's not covered in that, he's covered in dog food.
Right. But Corbin's a team player, all right? So, you gotta do whatever. And then what happened to Tony Storm this week before we, switch gears here?
She jobbed, apparently.
I heard about that. I don't want to believe it, but I heard about it. And people really legitimately think... Okay, I forgot to mention this. So this is... I mentioned it before in some capacity, but somebody tweeted something. I forgot who it was, but so if you're watching this by chance and you know it was you, we shout you out. Absolutely. But in which case, what the problem is with WWE right now and their babyface problem is the fact that they fool themselves into thinking that they manufactured the Daniel Bryan situation. And so now every other babyface that they try to produce tries to go down the same underdog path. But that's the thing. WWE did not manufacture that. The fans did. They were reluctant to it. They were trying to push it away. And then when they finally did, they saw the success at WrestleMania and they were like, oh, well, let's do this. What they do the very next year? The same thing with Roman Reigns. The year after that, the same thing with Roman Reigns. Like, come on. That was WrestleMania 31 and 32. 32 especially. 32 was terrible. They even pulled in Triple H to try and get Roman over to that degree. Like, no, you don't use the same person to try and get somebody else over that you want. You didn't produce it in the first place, so you don't know how to produce it. The fans did that. So, what's your point?
And they had to cave on that one. They weren't going to cave.
Yeah, they were not going to cave. They were not going to relent. And they just weren't. They were just going to go their own way. And then the very next year, people wanted the same thing or whatever. They wanted Bryan back in the main event and chant from the Rumble and stuff like that. And they were just like, yeah, no, we did this last year. We're not doing it again.
Yeah.
So,
which Rumble was it? They didn't put him in it at all. And
that was the one right before 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio comes out swishing through the
Poor
Rey Mysterio. I've always remembered King's commentary to that. Because he must have heard the boos and was like, what is this? What is this? And he's just like, Rey Mysterio. Like, okay, yeah, like, what about him? And Ray came out and was just like, you got me anyway.
Oh, you got me again.
Oh, my God. It's such a, like, why just WWE, man? I would say get your shit together, but you're not going to do it. You're going to do what you want. So, it's not like I'm happy about that, so. I can't even think about it anymore. Moving on here. So we have a whole...
More positive things.
We were just pondering the world right there. It's just like, what even is this world?
Pondering the universe.
Yeah, like, I'm not part of that
What
universe.
is this place?
It's the Matrix.
I just can't. No one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. But we have a couple other business to attend to. We are going to check back with you in just a few moments. So stick around. All right, guys, we are back. Welcome back to Rock Solid Wrestling Talk Podcast. So what we're going to do now is your boys, Chico Libre and Kenny Cornette and Buck Nasty, we are going to give you our top 10 matches of 2021. Now, disclaimer here, all right? Make sure you but this is our list, okay? We don't like WWE, okay? That much is known. So,
if you don't like it, change the channel.
Literally. So, like, I mean, we are straightforward with y'all as much as possible. Ain't gonna be no WWE matches on this list because we didn't enjoy any of them. So, we are unapologetic in the fact that we do not.
Remember,
we don't carry that channel.
They have moments, not matches.
Even their moments were manufactured, and I don't like that either. So,
And they have a way of killing their moments months down the line.
Yeah, or killing them in the moment by Michael Cole yelling.
Where they no longer mean much.
Yep. Literally it, like the
Shout out to Bianca Belair.
Yeah. You know how that go. But hey,
we love you. You just had moments.
We're a black man that love you. And a Puerto Rican guy. So. Getting into
eggplant.
Chico's eggplant.
Yeah. I'll still give her all the eggplants.
Patent pending. But in which case, we're starting number 10, guys. What do we think?
Oh, they're not in order. We just
okay. So we can just give our analysis of each match, and we'll start with Punk and Kingston. Like that just for some reason it hit on all cylinders for me. So it's one of those things where it all came together.
They promoted it in like 2 weeks.
2 weeks, literally 2 weeks.
Short build, seemed like it was going on forever.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? High heat moment.
And I think some of the heat was legit.
Yeah, it had to be. So those Ring of Honor shots, man.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah, had to be. But that's what makes it good.
Yeah, and
it's the wood that makes it good.
Yeah, and I think because with the promos that they spit at each other, I think some of them did have some of those real feelings. So some of that animosity was in the promo, and it was legit. And the best promos from the heart, the promos from the heart are the best ones, always.
Yes.
I feel like that's what MJF and Punk is doing right now as well. So like everybody kind of has anybody that gets in with Punk, they kind of have sort of a gripe with them for leaving and stuff like that. And so sometimes they work it in there. Yeah, exactly. And sometimes they work it in there, and it was just like look no further than what just happened on this past Dynamite, the Christmas edition. Like that, Punk had that like killer instinct type thing going on. It was something to behold. So
yeah, shout out to that face paint too. And I love how they make a shirt now out of every little thing, and
it sells.
They're
catering to us.
And it works.
Yeah, they're catering to us. Look at Hook's shirt.
It's just
the top seller.
And it's just Hook on it.
That's it.
And just
they could put an actual hook on it and it just be there dangling. I'll buy it.
that could be his logo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, on a side note to Punk and MJF, look how this feud is being built up. Mm-hmm. Like you would have thought because he announced a match, even if it was a tag match that they had to touch, they went through that entire match not even touching each other, and it just keeps the story going.
Not touching.
You don't
can't
have
get
to
mad. Not touching. You can't get mad.
I'm not touching you.
Oh, what was that? SummerSlam 03? Oh my God. No, that was one of my favorite things ever. Whoa. Listen, I don't work for you. I work for Eric Bischoff. This is a case of mind over matter. I don't mind. It's Stone Cold. You don't matter. And I don't appreciate you coming down here. I'm sure everybody doesn't appreciate you coming out here. And don't forget, you can't touch me unless I physically provoke you. And I'm not touching you. Whoa. He got stomped out. Oh, that's one of my favorite things ever because I recorded. That's the first pay-per-view I ever bought. SummerSlam 03. Because after Shawn Michaels won the Elimination Chamber in 2002, they did it the next year at SummerSlam with the Elimination Chamber, and it was like, oh, I gotta see this. I gotta see it because I credit that moment with me coming back into wrestling full time. So they did the second match, and it was like, okay, yeah, I need to see this. I need to do whatever I can to get. I got my mom and dad $60 because I didn't understand it at the time. They got cable, they got it in my name or whatever, and I paid them $60. I thought that was just gonna be the end of it. I didn't know about no bills.
Owed it to you, like I'm paying for it.
I didn't know about no bills.
My name.
I didn't know about no bills or nothing or anything like that. And then when it went off like 3 months later, and it was like, oh, what happened to it? Like, okay, that's fine, but it works. It works. So
yeah, that's when I started to get them quiet.
Yeah,
more often after that.
It was just so good. Like, but getting back to getting back to that, Punk and Kingston, they hit all the right notes. Punk, since he's returned, has had some pretty good some good caliber matches and feuds. Case in point, Punk and Darby. So that was his first match back. It was nice and hype. They didn't do anything to build it up. It was like face versus face. And
according to the reaction, Punk was getting some heel reactions.
was that with Darby? Because he just got back.
You sure it wasn't Darby getting heel reactions?
Punk got heel reactions, and
I'm tripping on Kingston still.
yeah,
it was Punk. That was a pro Punk crowd because obviously because it was Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago.
Like that.
Absolutely, and you can't hate Darby. So
yeah, I like that Darby didn't get booed and all. Throughout that.
It wasn't necessary. So
I mean, it's cool in some moments, but like where even though he's a face, he gets booed if they're in the like person's hometown. But
yeah,
I think just Darby's he's just so homegrown from the ground up, and he's so genuine.
Yeah,
that like many people relate to him, and that's why he's as over as he is right now.
despite any issues he might have had like at home or anything like that, that's beyond the point.
That's pretty much been like disproven as cat at this point.
Well, I mean, like you could say the very same thing about Stone Cold. You know, his home.
Well, we know that's not Cap.
Yeah, the same thing, but we still love him to death. Like,
well, I mean, with that, he got arrested. He paid his debt.
The cookies, Deborah. Eating the cookies.
I'm eating the cookies.
He got.
I'm sorry.
It was just so funny. Like you can't be funny like that anymore. I'm eating the cookies.
As we have cookies on this table.
Oh my god, it's so good. But I mean, like I said, it only, it depends on the circumstance. So like Darby or whatever, you can't hate him despite the things that he's done in his that's his own business. Stone Cold, but then you look at somebody like Joey Ryan or Tessa Blanchard, they ain't coming back from that. So, and I get, could you say it because that's a different world or something like that now?
Yeah, pretty much.
But then Darby's in this same world, so where do we go from there?
Well, history has shown that like AEW will look into these matters, and they don't really put you on if you're proven to be toxic.
Right.
So I think with Darby, like I don't think there's like any real like validity in that. I mean, unless there's like legit evidence, which hasn't been provided as of yet.
There isn't.
So hey, innocent until proven guilty.
Right. Exactly. That's it's a saying for a reason. But another big match I definitely want to talk about, and it's me personally, it's near my top. Penta says that it was Lucha Bros versus Young Bucks in the steel cage. Just okay. So not only the match itself was just bonkers completely. Spot after spot after spot after spot. I don't care if you call them spot monkeys. I really don't care. It was definitely entertaining. And dude, I didn't even watch it live because I missed the show because I was traveling.
Dude, just the sight alone of Matt Jackson pulling out his blue Air Force One with thumbtacks on it and licking the thumbtacks afterward, like just little things like that alone can really add to a match. And
that boy's bonkers. He got some bats on the belt for him.
And put that psychology into it.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, psychology. And then speaking of psychology, just the whole ending sequence. And then, the win, not only the win, the celebration, how loud the crowd was, and they switched their theme just in time for this match. And the theme was probably the best part about the end of that match, at least for me. Just It was hype at the beginning, and then they were like, you know how the Lucha Bros thing goes down. Like, doo, doo. It was perfect. Oh my, like come on, man! And they're hugging and they're celebrating. He got to hug his kids. Like, it don't get no better than that. It don't.
Yeah, 2 years into the company, the Lucha Bros are finally the tag team champions.
And I feel like AEW is going to keep going to the point where they are going to at least get everybody to like be the champs at least once before everything starts cycling around, because that's kind of how it does. You got to create your contenders and stuff like that, and the legitimacy of your tag division.
Show the competition.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly it. Because Lucha Bros are going to lose those titles to Jurassic Express. I think they're the next ones, and then
I don't know I don't know that for sure.
What do you think?
Because I can see Christian doing something to fuck them over.
And you
maybe.
Okay, I can. That's not a bad idea, actually. And then it kind of puts it off for a little bit, and then maybe Pride and Powerful comes up and be the contenders. They get those. I would love to see Pride and Powerful versus Lucha Bros.
They need to get a title run in 2022.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like once and for all. Like I'm tired. Not especially now that Jericho's not on TV right now. I feel like while Jericho having a heel stable at the beginning of Dynamite was like new and fresh, and I'm glad that Santana Ortiz got that opportunity. Mm-hmm. At the same time, though, it's like they've always just been on the side.
But then again, how bad do we want those trios titles, man? I would love to see Pride and Powerful and Kingston get those.
Yeah, that would be great too. But I believe they need a tag team title run first.
Yeah, I could see that.
And that's where he messed it up from the get-go.
Who?
Jericho. You have a group.
I don't even know why I just asked who.
Cornette Rage, here we go.
You have a group that everybody specializes in something.
Uh-huh.
You have a tag team in Pride and Powerful. You should have let them go in a tournament, but no. You want to turn yourself and Sami into the Spanish gods and put yourself in the tournament yourself.
They're just two guys and they're having a good time.
Jericho wasn't in the tag team title tournament.
It wasn't a tag title tournament? Oh, well, whatever.
I'm out of this.
My history's a little off as far as that goes, but I just know when they were doing something, him and Sami decided to team up and not let those guys.
Yeah, that came later. Like, I think the tag team title tournament on Dynamite, I think that was probably established before Santana Ortiz got there. Because it was All Out when they debuted. I think they had it planned online. So I think that's the only reason why they weren't in it.
Okay.
But otherwise, like that would make all the sense of the world if they were able to get in there in time and win it instead of SCU.
Yeah. We are the best. SCU.
Although we did get a first black champion out of that in AEW. So
Yeah.
Reach for the sky.
Getting back to our list or whatever, I feel we should have some honorable mentions.
You know who Scorpio Sky reminds me of? Ever played the GTA 4 game?
Yeah. Not all the way through. When I play GTA, I literally just I do the first mission because I have to.
Forge in there.
And then
And that's exactly who he looks like.
Who?
Dwayne Forge.
I'm gonna have to look him up.
Yeah, look it up.
I'll throw him on the screen for y'all. He right here. All right, so we'll
yeah,
you be the judge of that.
post editing, look out for it.
So we're big hookers here, yes, and we like.
You're a hooker.
My people, y'all don't even know me, but that is one of our honorable mentions. Hook's debut versus Fuego del Sol. And that. I gotta believe that was just for the spectacle. Like, we put that on there because, like we mentioned before, Hook was kind of like a joke in the IWC, like the inside joke.
A side character
was
just around
because he was just he was around. He
has a son
and stuff like that. And then he got in the ring and just blew us away. So
And he can wrestle too.
exactly,
What?
like
Right, like,
wow,
huh? Wait.
okay.
How did this go?
How this happened? So that's one of our honorable mentions, and then
Why didn't you tell me you can do all those things?
why didn't you? That's
Judo,
Vince. That's Vince for you.
suplexes, amateur wrestling, like
We had Taz on our commentary team years ago. Why didn't you tell me he had a son I could do that? He was a baby Vince. Well, Vince, he wasn't around. Well, he should be around. As a matter of fact, you need to swing by your house with your bayonet. Oh, but other honorable mentions. Getting back to it, Deeb and Sheeta, and not just the one match. They had like 3 so far, right? Like a series.
Yes,
Which I don't think is done.
the 3 matches in. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're gonna give it up yet.
They
I
don't
thought she
need
said
to.
herself too on Dynamite.
Yeah,
this
she
past
did.
week.
I want something no DQ, no holds barred,
Yeah.
or something.
Give me some
to that
gimmicks.
effect, though. Like it's pretty much a blood feud at this point.
Yeah.
So
Give us some furry little gimmicks. It's like a cat run.
And that has not been 50-50 booking,
No.
so they can keep going.
yeah, she
And
does
they're just getting
2-1.
better and better with each match.
And it reminds me of, and
I'll give WWE props for this.
the Eddie Guerrero Rey Mysterio WrestleMania 21 feud where they were tag team champions, and Eddie just couldn't beat Rey, and he just got obsessed with it and just kept going and went to that ladder match with Dominic and all that crap, and then once he lost that, it was like Eddie has nothing left to lose, and they did that SmackDown cage match. It was fire, absolutely fire. He finally won, and that's when Eddie had my favorite theme, Gangster Lane, or
Yeah.
Gangster Lane, whatever.
Oh, yeah,
Last
with,
one.
with the ring, the
Yeah.
cell phone ring. Can you
So
feel
funny.
it?
No, not that one. It's about time I step in with the Gangster Lane. Yeah, I love that. Oh my god, I love that. I've used that in 3CW so many times. It's such a good theme. It really is. That when he faced Batista for the World Heavyweight title and No Mercy, all that stuff. Like he had that. And like I feel like that theme got Eddie back over with the crowd. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, we go on about Eddie all
Yeah,
day.
absolutely. Just like Brody, he's in that stratosphere, that type of thing. But we're gonna move on here, and we get back to. I think we said something about Darby beforehand. So
He's on
we're
this
talking
list a lot.
Yeah, he's on the list a lot. Believe it or not. MJF and Darby from Full Gear this year. MJF's coming out party with wrestling. I'll say.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so. And they're both so young. Like, I know it kind of paints me, it kind of makes Buck Nasty look, a little bad, saying, oh, they're so young and fresh and those vital organs.
Hey, take it easy, all right?
I can't help myself. And if Vince comes out, he sees those young organs. I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah, not only did he show that he can talk, but he can also wrestle.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad it went that way for him, where it's just like he got over with the talking. He got way over with the talking first, and then he showed us he can go, he can wrestle. It's just like, oh, MJF still a package.
Yeah, the thing with MJF is like he can do more stuff. He just chooses not to because he's really like trying to be that like old school like heel
And that's why
character
old heads like him
like
like that.
Like I don't need to like flip and all this shit for you marks. Like I can just hit him with like just some good old school wrestling and
Somewhere,
and I'm the best and I'm better than you and you know it.
somehow, somewhere, not only did Cornette hear this, because his boy down there probably has a surveillance drone somewhere to feed it back to him, but not only that, somewhere, somehow, Bully Ray is sitting there watching MJF going like,
He is fapping today heavily.
Shout out to Toriano fan.
He wants heat.
Because that's where that goes.
Damn you.
Come on, man, give me some heat. Give me some heat, man. Give me some heat. Come on. But in which case, like they, MJF and Darby, they put it on, and the fact that the whole headlock takeover thing was inspired. Like, I'm not gonna lie about that. It was the finish of the match. He hit him with the diamond, and then won with a headlock takeover, like he said at the beginning of the match. It's nuances like that that's just so perfect. Like
classic heel shit.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, he talked about it and he backed it up.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for. That's really all you can ask for.
And it doesn't kill Darby because, like, in the end, like, we know that MJF cheated. But
Yep, it doesn't. And it kind of saves Darby a little bit from taking that loss full on. So.
And that just goes to show you the skill that he has, too.
Yeah.
Like, he can take a loss and it's not hurting him.
It don't
Yeah,
hurt.
Yeah, I think Darby's at a point there where he's like
bulletproof.
He's over regardless.
Yep. I agree.
And we know he's a pillar, and we know he's gonna have good matches. He's gonna win some matches, and he may come short some matches, but at the end, he's always gonna give
That's
us.
good because you don't always have to win.
He's always gonna give us his best.
Yeah. Sometimes it's about the journey. So.
Yeah.
Moving along here, we're talking Omega and Moxley, the death match, the barbed wire death match.
They
like
wanted to put it on the list.
Look, okay, listen. So much like the blood and guts match, this gets a bad rap because of what happened after the match. So
the match itself was good, but
both of them closed out.
It was that finish that fell flat.
Both of them closed out before the end of the match happened.
Yeah.
So Moxley and Omega specifically, their match was done completely. You know, he hit the exploding bat or whatever, and he got the pin. He legit got the pin. And then the after-match shenanigans started happening. And that's what people remember the most. It kind of sucks. It's almost like it's a mass audience-like thing. So, like, I liken it to how many people love Marvel and stuff like that and hate DC because it's not Marvel. I liken it to that because, you know, I just feel like it's not fair because they have great content. And only the end is remembered. Same with the blood and guts match. You know, the match closed out. They surrendered. And then we had, because of one stupid camera angle, everybody got taken out of it. Like, what did you want Jericho to do? Like, he's like, how old?
And also, if you want to talk about the blood and guts match, like, the problem is, like, when Jericho and MJF were on top of the cage, first of all, I think they were a little too focused on that, and you couldn't see, like, the rest of the action going on in the cage itself.
Yeah.
So that's another gripe. And there were times on the top of the cage where you could see Jericho and MJF clearly, like, talking to each other to get ready for the next spot.
And specifically Jericho, like, looking backward and stuff.
It was just, the problem with that, it was while there was some good, brutal action there, there was just a lot of amateur mistakes.
Yeah. How new that was this year, so they weren't that new. I mean, they're still kind of new, but, you know.
Jericho ain't new?
Yeah, definitely not. But
in my opinion, he didn't even have to take the fall off the top. Somebody else would have took that fall.
Yeah, Sami could have took it. No,
he wanted to put himself in the spotlight.
Well, because he's the biggest star in the match, so it's supposed to mean more that MJF pushed him off.
To who though?
And
biggest star to who?
And then he was still back on TV with his arm in a sling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it hurt so much.
No, stay your ass at home.
Yeah, they came back, and you would think it was done after that, but then they came back for more, sprayed them with something.
And then had a nerve to be climbing or rappelling down the Stadium Stampede with the arm and the sling still.
He almost fell.
I wish that broke.
He did repel it. Yeah, he did. He definitely did. But
well, the Stadium Stampede, what I enjoy about that is that, and I think this is where they were supposed to go with this before the endings, like, fuck things up. Sammy G was the one who surrendered for the team. Mm-hmm. So in the Stadium Stampede, he was the one who saved the team and helped them stay together.
Sammy G felt like I redeemed myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even though we all swore like like the Inner Circle was going to break up, and they were like promoting their moments on the Go Home show. But
I really wish they would have. I'm not gonna lie.
but does it really? I mean,
Cornette's over there evil
Like
laughing.
like Inner Circle, we know has it ended, but Jericho's not on TV right now, so Santana Ortiz can branch off and do shit with Eddie Kingston. Sami G can do his TNT title run, which has just ended. But
And leave old Jake.
I don't know what Jake Hager's doing. But
Well, yeah, I mean, well,
that's which is fine. I don't care.
well,
I like this run better than his past runs, but
yeah.
he's never been the guy, and he never will be. So
It's never been the man like how I'm the man.
He's the guy who should tap himself in the chest and his belt would fall off during the entrance.
Was that like when he was like WCW or World Champion?
What an
back in
obscure
WWE?
reference. He was like, damn it!
Oh no!
I know exactly what you're talking because he did the whole thing like he was just so mad. Like,
Get down on your knees.
no. You get down on your knees and pick this up.
Pick this belt up.
Pick it up. Moving on here.
You know Vince is better than losing this shit.
Pick that belt up. Oh, Vince, you want me to pick up the
Pick
championship
the belt
belt?
up off the ground.
You want me to pick up the title? No! Pick up the championship! We don't say title or belt around here. Belt is something you hold your pants up with.
Yeah. One thing I'd like to say about that, and in relation to the ending of the Omega Moxley match, and really the match itself, I am grateful that AEW is willing to take risks like that by doing deathmatch wrestling every so often and these cage matches and what have you, and whereas WWE won't do that, and like you can't even say belt on this show, you have to call it a title, whereas AEW
It's
is
a
loose and doesn't care like
opportunity.
that.
The championship opportunity. Jesus.
I think
Belts.
I just think,
belts.
but hopefully they take those endings, and I'm sure they have. I'm sure they'll take it as like learning experiences.
Yeah, and
And-
because I think Tony did say, he's not opposed to doing another one.
Yeah, and later down the line, though, the company only got bigger and better. So
You live and you learn.
Yeah.
You then get loves.
so you just gotta stay the course, even in mistakes like that. So
Yeah. Speaking of staying the course, how about that Omega and Paige match? They stayed the course for as long as AEW has been in existence, and it paid off. So
yep, it was basically a 2-year-long storyline. And it culminated at this year's Full Gear, where Paige finally won the big one, finally beat Omega.
And that's another thing where you were talking about, like, it doesn't matter if you can see it coming. That one was all journey, and we wanted it to pay off so hard. And
Again, predictable doesn't always mean bad.
Yep. If you watch the season finale of season 1, you'll see, us kind of losing our shit in the theater. So when that did happen, so the only way to watch that is on the Rock Solid Wrestling Talk podcast Facebook page, because it's on there. It's on the featured videos. Just scroll over, you can find it. YouTube kind of cut it on us, so we were over there. We put it up there, so that in its entirety is on it. You can watch your boys go mark out to that. That was a special match. It was a special moment. So that's definitely one of our match of the year candidates. It just had to be said. And speaking of Omega and Danielson's draw. It wasn't even for a title.
30 minutes.
It wasn't even a pay-per-view. So
Free TV.
yeah, Arthur Ashe. It was just perfect start, and it was right before they came here.
Which is good because they took the rankings somewhat seriously. They're not just hot-shotting like the free agents to like the main title shots. The TNT title works a little bit different because it's an open challenge belt, so that's open to just anybody, which is fine. But with the main title, the AEW World Championship, you really have to earn your shot,
Earn your medal, and get in there.
But it showed that Danielson was championship worthy by going to a draw with Omega, and it wasn't like a spot where they were reaching the time limit and he was trying to pin him, and he just didn't get to 3 in time.
They just kept fighting.
Or a big spot where they were just like both knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
They were still fighting, and it was to the point where they could have gone even more time if they had it
easily.
So I do like that aspect of it.
And again, it's one of those matches where it's just like it's one of those like you don't mind that it's a good, like you don't mind it's a wrestling match, like it doesn't need a gimmick behind it or anything like that, and that's why it worked so well, because it was just that, it was just a wrestling match, and a lot of people, they really take into account the fact that you need stipulation or gimmick or anything like that to get over in the match, or get a match over and be like, oh, that was the best ever. No, we're enjoying some really good quality wrestling matches with AEW, where pro wrestling lives. AEW, so we're good for that. And speaking of but one point in our list that it did actually work for gimmick was that lights out match with Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, and Britt wasn't even the champion yet. It was just
neither of them were. It was just
yeah.
It was just, the feud was really captivating, and Britt Baker has a legit win over Rosa already.
Mm-hmm.
So with lights out matches, they don't count on your record because they're unsanctioned.
I like how they do that too. That's cool.
Yeah. So Moxley beat Omega in the lights out match, for example, and then Omega got the win when it mattered.
Right.
Beat him for the title. But with this lights out match though, it was absolutely brutal. I think Britt took she the one that took the thumbtack spot.
Yeah, she sure did.
And then just what I consider an iconic shot of her. I love how she always knows where the camera is, by the way. And just with her with that blood on her face and just looking at the match, looking like psychotic.
Yeah.
I think that really added more layers to her character. And
I like how she rolled off the tax. Like she got the hit, and it was just like, oh god, no, it's terrible.
Yeah,
Just kind of rolled off from nonchalant.
Because before that, when she first got signed and she was just doing the babyface thing, she was very stale. That's why heel turns are important, people. Yeah. Where you can add layers to your character, take chances with your character, and from just seeing her from the beginning of AEW to then, it proved that she was ready to be a star and
that was our
the
word.
women's division.
Mm-hmm. And not be a star as in WWE be a star. Don't get that twisted.
Don't even bring that up, man. Come on.
Don't get your mic cut off like CM Punk.
I've been silenced. But move right along here because we're running out of time on this segment. Another match that we're thinking of is it just happened recently. Danielson and Paige.
Late contender, but it has to make the list.
It has to be said.
60-minute draw.
Who does that? This isn't WrestleMania 12 or whatever. Was it 12 or 10?
It was 12, the Iron Man match.
Yeah. Yep. It was one of those things where it's just like, oh, it's a thing of beauty. And as it was going along, we were saying in the chat, it was just like, this is gonna go the whole time, ain't it? and it did. And I was like, oh, wait a minute.
It took up the whole first hour.
Yeah, I was like, that's a pretty easy show to book, And they got some pretty good accolades. And they're gonna have the rematch in 2 weeks, but 2 weeks it will not be 2021 anymore. So that's gonna be early contender for 2022. Yes. You already know it. So that's
gonna kick off the new year strong.
Yeah, that's gonna kick all the ass. All of it. No, the last match that I want to kind of get under our belts is we didn't talk about Sami G and Miro for the TNT title.
That's a biased choice.
We're biased to that. We're
Hey,
very biased.
This is rock solid wrestling
Right.
talk. We could put it on the list if we want to.
Right.
And we saw it live.
We made sure our people was there to see the game.
Yeah,
Yes.
for real.
We did not get embarrassed because
We did not.
it was fantastic. The confetti, the just all of it, like the whole match, the build up,
The celebration was great too, and
Miro's first loss too.
Yeah,
yeah,
first
and-
loss.
yeah, and it was like it backfired on him. He took the turnbuckle off. He got knocked in there, and if you're gonna beat a very decisive champion like
That
that,
don't be by his hand.
yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Just a slip up like that, and Sami G was finally able to get that GTH on him, and then he did the 630.
That's how you give yourself an out.
Sammy, we got a new champion. Good old JR, man.
And this didn't make the show, but he did give a really great speech at the end. But he did give props to Brody Lee because he was.
It made our show.
Yes,
Go watch it.
yes, it did.
Episode 105, Rock Solid Wrestling Top 5.
You know, a lot of stuff started at our show. The Kenny No Balls chant,
Yeah.
for an example.
It sure did.
The 4 pillars were officially like established
Yeah.
at our show, and then the shirt came out not too long after.
It was such a good show. It just
Can
was.
they say that? I don't think they can.
No.
No, they can't.
Nobody else can.
Nobody can.
We're gonna continue to get special moments. Because that's what we do.
No, but in which case that match and how it all ended and stuff like that has given me an idea. Okay, yeah. So with that being said, we want to talk about before we wrap this segment up. Who are our top stars, guys? We can just rattle these off, like
Kenny Omega,
yeah.
Bryan Danielson.
Hangman Page, Bryan Danielson, CM Punk.
Put Adam Cole up there.
I'll put Adam Cole absolutely.
MJF.
Just his interest alone, dude. Like, come on, MJF for damn sure. Like, we can't not.
And
say
if we're
that.
gonna pick anybody from the East Side, is Paul Heyman.
Yeah, Paul Heyman made literally everything. So he's latter day Jericho or whatever, where he invented everything. That's how it goes. But do we put Moxley up? No, I'm not putting Moxley on there. I'm putting Kingston up there.
Yeah.
Kingston.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kingston
got a lot of buzz this year.
Yeah, a lot of buzz, a lot of notoriety. That type of thing.
And I will say Miro as well for his TNT title run.
Yeah, it was probably the best one of the year, or the best one so far. I'm with you there. I'm putting the Young Bucks up there as one person, because
Their heel run was
they
fantastic.
they were phenomenal with it.
with their crazy outfits, them dyeing, Nick Jackson dyeing his mustache, and just their promoting their sneaker game. And
I'm peeping Cornette down there because I don't think he still likes the Bucks. So, I know. I think he came around on the Bucks a little bit. It's Omega that he still can't really get on board with, right? Am I right down here?
No, it's Omega.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's the Bucks I don't like.
Okay. Yeah, he don't like the Bucks. He doesn't like the young Fs. I guess. So, is there anybody else we're missing for top stars?
Sting, even though he's 62.
It's Sting.
yeah, just in I'll give him his flowers. In the matches that he's had, he has looked good.
Yeah, he's I don't know how he did it. Like even this past Wednesday, a suicide dive off the top rope. So
Look how happy he is.
Yeah, he's so happy.
Yeah.
Like, that makes it worthwhile.
Because he's able to contribute to the show.
Right.
And he's giving somebody the rub as we speak.
The rub always sounds so dirty.
Oh.
I can't. Leaving the Buck nasty to bring that out. No, I do. But
Actually,
Getting the tribal chief.
you know who I want to shout?
Disrespecting me.
You know who I want to shout out?
Disrespecting my family, man.
I'll I will acknowledge. We will acknowledge Roman Reigns
Put
here
it
just
to,
because
on the
we're gonna have
PWI list.
Yeah.
Because
And I'm not number one here.
he has
What's wrong with you, man?
We're ignoring you, Roman.
Nobody's listening to me.
Roman's like, JBL, look at me.
no, I mean even with all the gripes we have with the E, at least they finally like went a different direction with Roman himself.
But that's the thing. It's Roman doing it. It's Roman and Heyman's ideas. It's not creative. So it's not WWE doing it.
Yeah.
They're just giving him the leeway to do it.
Yeah.
He's the only one they give a leeway to do it. That's why he's the only one standing.
Yeah.
So
It's
you
it only proves us right. So
yeah, it proves it's completely right. Like you give people the leeway to do
you should have did this like 4 or 5 years ago.
years ago. Like back at WrestleMania 32. And we're at WrestleMania 38 now. It's like 6 years ago.
They never capitalize on things that are hot. When
Of
somebody
course
is
not.
red hot, you need to capitalize like that.
They don't know what red
choose
hot
not
is.
Yeah, because it's not in their plans.
It's not in their plans.
But then
It's
you
like,
have
oh,
to
that's
make
great.
changes to the plan.
Oh no, they don't do that.
They're not willing to
Yeah,
do that.
they don't do that.
Yeah,
It's
they're
just-
incompetent.
that's something you just don't do. Don't DTA. Don't trust all the wrestlers. Oh God. Any
Don't
women?
trust a
Somebody I
man.
want to shout out one more time, Matt Cardona,
Okay.
for his GCW work.
He's he really came into his own. Like we said, like I think it was last podcast, we caught his tweet where he's like WWE was his developmental, and now he's just crushing it everywhere.
Yeah, we gotta watch.
He's
more
another
GCW,
prime example.
seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Of somebody who was hot.
Yeah.
Got over on his own. They
On
didn't
his
like
own,
it.
tailor made, like
He got over on the internet.
on a silver platter. He gave that to creative, and what
How
they
do
do,
you-
they have Kane drive him off a freaking stage.
How do you bring The Rock back for a segment and they're saying we want
That's right, you're
Ryder
right, yeah.
over him
Yeah.
of all people?
Over Rock.
Yeah,
That just shows you how over he got. And they just completely ignored it.
yeah. What's crazy is like the fans are ready for new stars.
Yep.
But they just want to like keep rehashing like
The main six.
returns.
Yeah. Yep.
The Magnificent Seven, I should say.
Who are that?
Lesnar,
Okay.
Reigns,
Yeah.
Rollins, and
Yeah.
the Four Horsewomen.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I didn't even think of them. You're right. Yeah, because they're leaving so many people by the wayside. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn,
Cesaro.
Like,
Oh well, Kevin Owens
He's a
resigned,
great white
so he might have a good future in 2022.
he's not. I'm going on record right now. He's not. I'm sorry. I love KO.
Oh,
He's getting fired
I love
next week. He's
Steve.
getting fired next week.
Right. Next week,
Although
live on Raw.
and it is not that far fetched. That is how crazy it is over there.
You know why?
Too much money.
I love firing people. It makes me feel
Oh.
nice and warm all down in my tum.
And there was an
Yeah,
article
man.
that came out that said like Vince doesn't go for no cut clauses in contracts.
Yeah, it was just.
So there is
Oh,
no
man.
such thing as
Minus
job
his
security
main
in the
three.
game.
They already said it. Minus his main three.
Yeah.
Orton, Reigns, and
Orton.
Lesnar.
Yeah,
forgot about it.
Those are the three that have the no cut
Yeah.
clause.
Orton's got tenure. That's
Everybody
pretty
else,
much
watch it back.
That's pretty much it. And John Cena would have had tenure too if he didn't go to Hollywood. So he still has tenure. Could you imagine John
Yeah,
Cena?
but there's no
popping
no
up
cut.
on
There's no
AEW?
cut clause in his contract.
Could you imagine John Cena popping up at AEW? Like not like debuting, but like even in the crowd. Like
Oh, yes.
imagine one of his movies promotes something AEW. Oh my god.
He's fired.
Well, I mean, he does have the Warner Brothers connection.
Yeah, exactly.
Suicide Squad and Peacemaker. It's
Yeah.
not far fetched.
It's not far fetched at all. That's exactly why. Yep.
Rock either.
No, not yep. Somebody, I don't know if it was a fake take or not, but Rock was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna." Like, I feel like Vince was the only one there for me when nobody else was or believed in me or whatever, so I could never do.
But
that.
they all say that.
Yeah, they all say that.
Jericho
and they all
said
leave.
it.
Look what Hogan did. Right, he said,
No, I think if they in fact sell to some type of corporation, that loyalty is no longer going to be there. Like
Yeah.
you could see you could see Cena in AEW. You could see Rock in AEW. You could even see Austin in AEW.
Well, he's proved himself
Austin,
over and over.
I was thinking that
with Vince no longer in the
He
picture.
has no loyalty to his workers.
Yeah, what happens when Vince is gone? Then all bets are off. You know, you
Yeah.
fulfilled your loyalty duties or whatever. Even
You're all fired. Company is closed. You're all fired.
And Triple H come over. We don't want that. As much as we think we do, we don't. So don't even will it.
Happy Corbin with his hat in his hand.
You're right. You know, Tony.
Quick question about Triple H. Like, if I'm not sure like how much money he has saved, but if he wanted to start a company of his own, he does he does have a lot of relationships with some of the former NXT people. So
Yeah, it's black and gold.
I believe that based on that,
Yeah.
he could fill up his roster if he wanted.
Yeah, he could. But then again, you know, if they're not tied down somewhere, I really would. I'm in that boat right now where I would really, literally hate to see anybody leave AEW. Like even Big Swole, like made me feel a little bit.
Yeah, he felt a little bit bad, but but she wasn't held down. You know,
Right, exactly.
She got.
But
she
one
had
of
the
them big
opportunity.
stars is what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. So like Hangman or MJF, especially a homegrown AEW talent, I would curse them all day long if they went to AEW. I swear to God, you son of a blah, you little blah. No, like all day long. I don't even care.
That's what they do when their stars go over to another company.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, the Shills do it all the time on Twitter. But that being said, guys, it's about that time. The Rock Solid World Heavyweight
It's
Championship
time
match.
for the main event.
You're damn right. Stick around to see Buck Nasty win it. Oh!
This guy.
The Dream has no memory of that.
Stick around. Third half coming up next. Third half. There's no halves.
Not the third half. This is the third quarter. I already have this. I'm gonna take that. For both of you suckers. Alright? Let's do this.
I'm the underground king, and I ain't the crown. It will be mine. Oh yeah. It will be mine.
So you know when I said make sure your people is here to see the game? This is what I'm talking about. Oh man, it's about to become the first heavy, rock solid world heavyweight champion. And you better bet on it. You better believe it will hold up a long time. Y'all, it is time for the Rock Solid World Heavyweight Championship match. This is all on the line. As you can see, we are capable. We are in here, and we're ready to play some No Mercy, you know, with the Nintendo 64. You know, we kicking it old school. So let's get into this. So let's
Exhibition.
we decide on a match. Obviously, it's gonna be triple threat. 1 versus 2, player versus 3. And what's that, WrestleMania?
WrestleMania.
Okay.
Let's do it.
What about the rules? Do those look good?
We could do no limit. No.
No count out? Y'all want count out or not? Well, it's triple threat, so you're not supposed to have.
No count out, no disqualifications.
Okay.
No rope break.
No rope break. We can bleed. It's not first blood. Not gonna get knocked out.
Pins and submission.
Pin and submission.
Pinfall or submission.
Okay.
The only way to win.
Sounds good to me.
What's the buttons again?
I have no idea.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright.
Just search the recesses of your mind
Yeah.
as to what they are.
Open your mind with me.
I think the bottom yellow is the run still and stuff like that. So everybody should be
I
working.
thought the trigger button was the run.
The trigger button.
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I get Triple H. So Chico, I think you're player 2. Booker T laugh.
You motherfucker.
Oh, he got Austin on you.
He knew what he was doing.
I swear, I almost got Benoit.
It was between him and The Rock for me.
I almost got Benoit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Can't see this.
Heat!
Give him the heat! Son of a bitch!
Bop, keep it up, bop.
Get it, get out that doo-wah, cause I'm the doo-wah. Oh, I should have got Taker. He's got the last right on here. And that's the one I always used to use, too. Nah, you got Taker. What a triple threat, huh? Why has this never happened?
Yes,
It was supposed to at Survivor Series, but
Oh, yeah.
he got hit by the car.
Damn. All right, so Triple H is your boy Buck Nasty. Steve Austin is Chico Libre.
And he is
The Rock.
nowhere near Steve Austin. I just got robbed. I just got jacked.
I can tell you that.
Hell no.
Too bad Booker T ain't no big.
Right.
And
I
The
just
Rock
got jacked.
will be played by Kenny Cornette. And we're going to have some entrances for you guys right about now.
Triple H.
For the Rock Solid World Heavyweight Championship, baby! Yeah, throw that water bottle. Ah, this caught me off. And that's your boy Chico Libre of Victoria, Texas, weighing 227 pounds.
I can't be sure these graphics
Stone
and shit.
Cold
They got
Steve
pulled up today.
Austin. That's your boy Cornette from Miami, Florida, weighing 241 pounds. The Rock. All right, y'all. Are we ready? Championship match.
Oh my bad.
I gotta figure stuff out. Okay, yeah. Remember, we're not building spirit, right? Ah, shit. They just duking it out. They forgot about Trey. Right. Oh, you coward. Would a coward do this? Made you look. Oh, shit. What is he doing? He's not running. Oh, shit. Rock get some spirit. We have to stop that. The double team! It's a Gary! The Rock ain't getting double teamed. Like these two have a personal vendetta against each other.
What's the run again?
The bottom yellow. I don't think I want anything to do with The Rock. Gotcha! Waited too long. Well, keep checking, him. Keep looking. Shit. Oh. I'm groggy. Oh, yeah. About that. I think he's running down there. Will he move? Wait for me. Damn it. Son of a bitch. Ah! Almost had him. Rock's doing the most. Get him. Not me! Damn it! I guess don't go off to this guy. Shit. I'm not stupid. How did Rock get so much momentum? Fuck your momentum. Shit. He's back. Don't let him get that. There you go. Oh, he was hurt. Ah, he got wise to me. Wait a minute. Ah, mother. I got kids. What, this move? He's not moving. Oh. Damn. He's still not moving. Oh, shit. Ah! What? I can't block. Damn it. See you, Rock. Oh, hell no. No. Maybe Triple H. Shit. He wants Stone Cold's ass. Yeah. Down the sides. Fuck! Over. Move it, Austin. Ah!
How do I go out the ring?
Top yellow, I think. Ah, no! Woo! I like it a lot.
He keep going and staring at people.
It's a great conversation starter. Ah, I got Austin anywhere.
My God. Uh-oh, don't blitz.
Let's get back in the ring. How is Rock so far up? Ah, God damn it, Austin. Triple H, get up.
How do you get in?
Top yellow, got me. Got him!
Really? That's what we doing?
ain't gonna happen.
What's the pin button?
And one of the top buttons. Yes, get him! Damn it! That was so close. Oh shit. Not cool. He's in the crosshairs. Damn it, Austin! Austin trying to get with it. Yo, what is the pin button? It's gotta be. I think it's L.
Really?
Are
you sure?
I'm not positive. I completely forgot. No, don't run that way. Yeah! I see you. Wore him out. I see what you're trying to do. I see it. What? How'd that happen?
That's not L.
It's not?
No. Lie to me.
Wait, I don't know.
Oh, we don't can't fire controls. Never mind.
Yeah, it ain't like today's games. Oh no, he ain't tapping out.
$1 million dream.
Damn it. Good. Oh, what? Why is he at so much momentum? Oh, it is. What is it?
I think it was L. Hold on, I don't know.
And they're gonna try to me. Why does he keep running to the top row? That'll work. Every time I get ROC, here comes Austin. Ah, come on! That's exactly what I was trying to do.
Yes, L.
You got a one.
L and down.
Damn. What? Damn. Oh shit. Yes, get ROC down. See you, Austin. Oh my god. No. He knew it was coming. Yes, drain him. Drain him. What? Why? What did I do? Get him. Oh, that was my pin.
Yeah, why did you pick
I don't know. I thought it was me. I was just so... Damn it. Oh, God. Why? I finally got momentum. Okay. You savage for that. Get up! Ah! I'm winning! Zayn, world heavyweight champion! Fort That's how we do it. Yeah. Oh, good. Oh, I get down. You've done so well for yourself. Have another good one. Oh, yeah! I am the greatest man in the world! Yeah! How about it? Well!
I did not see that coming at all.
Well! I didn't think I was going to get that at all. I played it smart. I tried to play it smart.
You did a lot of running.
You sure did.
You did a lot of running.
It's effective!
The typical heel.
That was a heel move. But in the words of Apollo Creed, ain't gonna be no rematch. But yeah.
Woo, yeah!
We gotta get our number one contendership.
Yes, sir. So, in about 2 weeks' time, will be Chico Libre versus Kenny Cornette in a number one contenders match. And you guys can decide on the game or anything that you play. It doesn't have to be an actual like video game or anything like that.
Yeah,
it can just be a contest. We can have
any
trivia,
type of
any of that. Yeah, absolutely. So, that being said, guys, Happy New Year! And your boys will see you again next week. Same time, same place. Only difference is I will be the rock solid.
Or if we should.
But not for long.
Yeah, enjoy it while you can.
That's like where
Enjoy it while
I made
you
history here today. That was Kenny Cornette down on the end. This is Chico Libre. And this is your new Rock Solid World Heavyweight Champion, Buck Misty! Marcus Johnson, you already know we out.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
I'll tell you what though, the shades that I have in mind, they'll look great with that title on my shoulder.
Aw, you mother. I see what you did.
I see what's happening here.
Face to face with greatness in the street.
You're adorable.
If you think
Listen, heavy guy. What can I say except to
I'll tell you the lasso the sun and bring it to the champ. Yeah, right here.
This guy.
I love that song.
My son listens to it every time he in the truck.
Oh man.